Hey, GM, folks,
GM.
depending on where you are in the world, welcome to GMI, where we figure out if games are going to make it. This is a whole new segment we're doing it here at PathDAO, where we talk games, we have shots, and most importantly, we have fun. Right? We're your hosts for today. I'm Hadeep.
I'm Josh.
We're both from the gaming team, and we spend our living days looking at games. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to talk about the about Synergy Land that we have today. But before that, let's just quickly go over some ground rules, right? So we've got a drinking game we're doing. So let me just brief everyone on how it will work. And if you want to join in, if you've got say alcohol or orange juice or coffee, depending on where you are, feel free to join in. So the idea is really simple, right? Every time our guests here today, Synergy Land, every time they say the word Synergy Land, Josh and I are going to drink.
Yes, we're gonna drink. Well, he has beer and I have whiskey.
Hardcore, like hardcore.
Hardcore.
So depending on how drunk you want us to be, I'm kidding. So feel free to join in if you have anything at hand. It doesn't need to be alcohol, right? No pressure whatsoever. Coffee, orange juice, perfectly fine. But Josh, what are we doing today?
Well, before we get to what are we doing today, really quickly, guys, I know some of you have been waiting for the Game Street code, so I'm going to drop it. Game Street code number 1, Synergian. All right, it's going to be at the bottom of the screen. You can check it out. Game Street secret code number 1, guys. This is Alpha Synergian. Stay tuned for Game Street code number 2. And that is going to be, maybe towards the end of the stream. I don't know. We'll find out, right?
Yeah. All right. So tell me, recap a bit. What are we doing today?
Yeah. So today we are talking to the folks at Synergy Land. Guys, real quick primer. Synergy Land is a multiplayer action cross-platform, so PC and mobile game. So the quickest sort of benchmark, I guess, comparable would be, I guess, Diablo, Path of Exile, sort of top-down. They've got 15 years of game development experience in Ubisoft, Riot, Konami, just to name a few. And this game really is targeted to regular hardcore type players. If you play games like Diablo or just lots of Dungeon Raiders, like you're gonna love this. And look, we'll show it to you later, right?
Yeah. No, cool. No, I'm a hardcore Diablo guy.
Yeah.
I put hundreds of hours in Diablo Path of Exile. I'm super excited to be here to see what a Web3 version of some of my favorite games will look like.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I mean, I've seen the demo, and you know what? Let's just check it out together. Let's bring out our guests and answer, will these games make it? Wow, that was super epic. I mean, like half the time I was bobbing my head to sort of the sound design behind. That was really cool. That was really good stuff.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Quick intro. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Synergy Land. What's up?
Hey guys, well, I'm Carlos, the CEO of Synergy Games. What we are already developing, that you see the video that we are doing, is Synergy Land. What you just said is a multiplayer ARPG that is set in a fantasy world divided into 4 ecosystems. These ecosystems are Earth, Water, Fire, and Ice. And the main feature of the game will consist that the player will take on the role of a hero and will explore dungeons against very powerful creatures and using a fully dynamic and also an innovative spell system that we are developing right now. And that's
Nice.
Synergyland. This is a, let's say, like a short resume of this.
Nice, nice. I'm super curious, right? What was the inspiration behind Synergy Land? Like, how did you go from like day one idea, like, okay, this is something that I actually want to work on, to today? Like, what's the journey been like for you?
Okay, so me and my partner, Oscar, that is the creative director of Synergyland also, we are like lovers of this genre in games. We have always played games like Diablo, Torchlight, many of these games.
Yeah.
And it was 1 year ago when we started this project. It was in October last year, and after an extensive research on how the games work within the blockchain, we see like great possibilities to develop, let's say, like the economy that the traditional games are missing right now. Because, well, as you know, having NFTs and a cryptocurrency in the game, we are like able to create this real economy, and also a more important, totally player-driven economy. So yeah, this is this is our start on this blockchain space. And yeah, this is what we, well, you know that we started we were working for companies like Ubisoft, 2K, and all of that. And starting in this new space for us, it was like, let's say, complicated
Yeah.
at the beginning, but right now it's been crazy because we have a company with more than 20 people working right now. And what you just see in the video is what we call a pre-alpha demo. So many things are coming.
Nice, nice, dude. This is sort of I guess a question, right? That I'm pretty curious about. Like, in traditional game development, the community is always asking, "Hey, when's your game coming out? When's your game coming out? It's alpha, it's beta, but like, I want sort of like the final version." Like, how hard is it for you? Or what's sort of the thinking, or I guess management like, in terms of, promising your community, hey, you're gonna get this by this date, but then for some reason maybe the scope of work might have changed or expanded. Um, how would you go about managing when the game should be launched, and PC and mobile? Do you have like a timeline for us?
First of all, I want to check this thing about Synergyland.
Yeah,
You have to drink, guys.
yeah. Oh, all right. All right. You caught us there. You caught us there.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna answer your question. We don't have yet an exact date to the release, because it's true that we don't want to be rushed to release the game, because let's say, like, having pressure of releasing the game is not good for us, and neither for for the community. But now that you just watched the demo, you know that the quality is quite good. As you can see how the development is going. But let's say that I cannot say it an exact date right now. But probably next year you will see something good about Synergyland. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. I think if there's one comment to sort of make, right, and this is between both of us as well. Like, we've here at PathDAO, like, we've seen a ton of games, especially in Web3 games, and even some in Web2, right? A lot of them would tend to put out sort of an alpha demo, alpha, pre-alpha, vertical slice, something that ideally should be a little bit more refined, because first impressions really matter a lot. And Synergy Land, I think what you guys have put out as a start that's like super playable hits that spot, right? And yeah, that's a really good thing. So yeah. Okay, I'm curious, right? Walk me through sort of the journey. I'm a new player. I just discovered about Synergy Land. Okay, this thing looks cool. How do I get started?
Okay. The game will be free to play.
Yeah.
And the main feature of the game will be the dungeons. So as a player, you will be able to join other players in the world in a matchmaking system that we are developing, and you will need to defeat all the enemies in the dungeon, and also you will face a final boss. Once you defeat this boss, you will get your loot. That in case you are what we say a NFT player, you will get the items in a form of NFT.
Yeah.
But if you are a free-to-play player, and or maybe you are like what we say the traditional gamer, that they don't want to be involved in the blockchain space, but they want to play the game, they will be also able to do it, because you don't need a wallet to join this game. You can link a wallet, and in that moment, your account will be inside the into the blockchain. But you, as a traditional player, you can also play it, and you will also get loot, but not in a form of NFT, obviously, because you don't have an account. But you will get the same loot as another player. So yeah, this is the let's say like the start of Riot, to know that you can play wherever the player you are.
No, I love it. I love it how you thought about both traditional gamers and also more crypto native a gamer that we see today in Web3 space. I fucking love it. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. Can I ask about your end game? Tell me about what I should expect going into end game level 60, level 70, perhaps. I don't know the max level caps. What should I look forward to at the end game playing Synergy Land?
Okay, guys. Let's say that this question is still early to answer because, well, our design department is still working on it, and there are many, let's say, questions regarding this. But it's true that the main idea, and also what we already know, is that the end game of Synergy Land will be raiding dungeons and to get the loot of the dungeons. But these dungeons will not be like the easy one. You will have to let's say to play with a different gameplay that the people are used to play this kind of games, because the gameplay is more like, let's say, like a MOBA style. So you will be in a top-down game, but playing with that kind of controls that a MOBA like Dota or League of Legends has. So it will be different than the ARPG games that has in the traditional market right now. So yeah, but the end game will be the dungeons.
Got it. Got it.
Got it.
I go ahead.
No, go ahead, go.
I actually have some clippings or images that I pulled out before from some of the things that you guys have been building, a bit about the art style. Maybe we could talk through a little bit about the design, like what inspired this sort of art style versus something different.
Well, yeah, this is more a question for my partner, because he is the let's say like the art guide of
Yeah.
Synergy Land. But it's true that he's a great professional, and you can see that in this image. But yeah, the inspiration comes from a game that you already mentioned, that is Path of Exile. This kind of game that has like many colors, and yeah, it's like I don't know how to say that it's not cartoon, but it's all the things are more like a draw. So yeah, this is the first inspiration that we have.
Very nice.
Cool,
Very nice.
cool.
I
No,
go ahead.
I mean, I'm curious, right? So, what's the main story about, and how long will it take to complete the main story?
Oh, yeah, this is also another question that
Deep
is quite
questions, huh?
early. Yeah, it's because I don't mind answer this question, but it's true that right now the main quest, or the main story of Synergy is being developed. So probably I can say something that in the end will change. because it's true that right now it's early to answer this question. But we're gonna have like a main story in the game, and let's say like the what I mentioned before, the this synergy world, this world that will be divided in four ecosystems. We have what we call the ether, that is like let's say like what you need to live in this world. So everything will be involved between these let's say like material that is needed for all your crafting, for build your house, for have your island, and many other things that you will have in Synergy.
Dude, that is cool stuff. I know in sort of playing these games, one of the things that I like is actually in crafting and just getting like higher, more rarer items. I have on the screen a crafting station. This is something that I pulled sort of from your website and also from your Discord. I'm curious, how does this all work?
Okay, so we're gonna release this crafting station on September. It will be web-based at the start, because we're gonna let's say like replicate this crafting station in the game also once we release the game. But the main, let's say, the main feature here is you will be able to stake your NFTs. The NFTs that we have right now are only the Synergians, but let's say tomorrow we will do the batch sale, that you will be able to stake also the batch here. So the main idea is to stake your NFTs to create more NFTs. So imagine that in October we want to release our character sale. We're going to keep an allocation to integrate in this platform. So you will be able to stake your synergians and your budgets to create a character. And that's it. You will have like the slots that you have in down. They have the station fall and the rarity boost and the power boost. The station fall is the NFT that you need to put this machine working. And the other one, the hammer, is that you can boost the rarity of the NFT that you will craft.
Wow.
And also, and quite important, is we're going to release the token on August. The token is not released yet. And you will be able to stake the token here like a power boost, and this will give you a dashboard that will be your crafting power. So yeah, if you have the higher the crafting power, the more speed you will have creating the NFT.
Oh, okay,
Interesting.
cool.
Interesting. All right. Cool. No, I heard you mention something about the synergy and batch. I think a
Yeah.
lot of us might not be familiar. So can you tell us a bit more about synergy and batch and how exactly does that help with level progressing? Would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Sure, guys. Well, the Synergian Batch is, as I said before, is our next NFT pre-sale, and will it be held tomorrow, July the 20th. And this batch will provide you with the necessary character to play the game as an NFT member, because as I mentioned before, that you can play the game as a free-to-play, but if you want to be an NFT member, you will need a character, and this batch will have a character inside them. So well, there are another benefits in this batch, such as an improvement or a boost in your APR, because when we release the token, we're gonna release also our staking platform. So you will be able to stake your batch, and this batch will give you a boost in your APR. And the other benefit that this batch has, there will be your min pass. That in case that the people don't know what is a min pass, is what you need to get into the pre-sales that we will do. The lands, pets, the characters that we want to release in October, and many more.
Nice, very nice. We'll do a quick pause for our audience who are just joining us now today. We have 90 people in the live chat. We'll answer some of your questions towards the end. So feel free to keep pouring in questions. But yeah, the quick context is we're speaking to Carlos, CEO of Synergyland. Very quickly, the game is a multiplayer action RPG on the Solana blockchain as a start. This is a true cross-platform game on PC and mobile. And actually, you know what? It would be interesting to actually go through sort of the demo again. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it was a short clip earlier. Like it doesn't do it justice. I feel like we got to go through a demo
Let's do
again.
it. Let's do it.
We'll
Let's do
just
it.
talk through the demo, right? Carlos, I'm just curious, right? This looks incredibly refined. How long did
Thank
it
you.
take to actually animate all of this?
Okay, so we started with this demo. It was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the development that we put in this demo. So you can see that the quality that we are used to develop is a AAA game. So yeah.
Yeah. That's insane.
3 months is absolutely insane, dude. Like freaking like 3 months and this level of polish and
Yeah.
quality and what we're seeing. I mean, having played the game ourselves,
Yeah.
impressive. Like really impressive stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. I
I want-
remember when I was just trying out the live version, I mean the demo right now, right? And I mean, guys, if you guys want to check out to our audience out there, if you want to play the game right now, go to synergyland.live, download the game client, sign in with actually whichever social account if you want, right? Just so sign in and play the game. I remember when I was playing the game, I kept dying because their damage was just so painful.
You just try to burn the game, dude. You just try to burn the game.
Nah.
You're not very good at ARPGs, are you?
It's tough. I think you should give me more like health pots or reduce the cooldown. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
All right, cool. Now, shall we head into our version of what we call hot takes here at GMI, right? So I think here's a question for you, Carlos. So I mean, you probably would have heard of Diablo Immortal. I'm pretty sure everyone here has put certain amount of hours into the game. Josh
Yeah.
and I certainly have. We put, I think, cumulatively, we put in like about 70 hours into the game already.
Yeah.
Since going live like barely a week ago, right? So so let's talk a little bit about what everyone's talking about in Diablo Immortal right now, right? So you've got 100K in terms of upgrades, right? You've got people having to put up to 100K in terms of money in to fully upgrade their system, to upgrade the armor sets and their abilities and everything. What are your thoughts on this, just from a Web2 perspective?
Well, guys, this is just crazy. It's true that you have to spend that money, let's say, to get what you need to progress in the game is crazy. I have played the game, the Diablo Immortal, but it's true that I didn't enter in this market. I'm more like a Diablo 2 player than this one. So yeah, let's see that I cannot say anything regarding this because for me it's crazy.
No, fair. I think Josh and I would concur the same as well. Like $100,000 into a game is incredibly insane to think about. So I mean, like, I want to just go back and talk about the similarities that from an action ARPG perspective, right? We see a Synergyland having with Diablo Immortal, right? So, but you've got a whole bunch of Web3 elements built on top of what Diablo Immortal has, right? You've got a player-driven economy. You've got things that you don't see in a Web2 game. And how are you viewing this from a Web3 perspective? What's your competitive edge versus, say, a closed system Diablo Immortal?
Okay. Well, it's true that the Diablo saga is again developed by a very big studio, and the resources that they have are, let's say, that are quite different than the one that we have. But if we have to compare ourselves for a moment, let's say like being able to have NFTs in the game uh, give to the player that, let's say, true ownership is quite the difference that we want between the Web3 and the Web2 games. So yeah, we have that example of spending 100K on the game. So probably the guy that will spend this, uh, they can do anything with the items that they have except playing. But if we take this and get into this in what we say the Web3 games, Synergy Land, for example, you will get back your what you spend in the game if you don't want to play it anymore. So this is the difference that you have in compared with the Web2 with the Web3 games.
That's actually a huge thing. Like if
Huge.
I were to sink in 100,000 and to know that there is value left in this item that I hold, and that there's liquidity of obviously, because that willing buyer, willing seller, there's someone who's playing the game. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like a one-time payment kind of thing, like in like traditional gaming. I just pay,
Yeah.
I have fun, and then that's about it, right? So no, pretty cool, pretty cool. I am curious, right? Play to earn, big buzzword. It's probably how the whole industry got started, right? Like blockchain gaming, at least it sparked a lot of innovation, a lot of capital, but it also brought a lot of skepticism. Things like, oh, like daily basic income you're earning. I'm very curious. How has game economy design? How have you guys thought about game economy design? Like, what would you consider successful? Or yeah, any thoughts there?
Okay. Well, it's true that right now the companies that are developing games in the blockchain, they are struggling with this topic because it's hard to create a balanced economy in the game.
Hmm.
But it's true that well, that I don't think that there are many games released in the blockchain that let's say are enjoyable. So the main feature of a company, apart from designing a good economy, is that the game have to be fun. If the game is fun, the people will not play, and the people will sell their assets, and you will like your market will crash. So the main feature that these companies have to focus is to develop let's say a game that the people is like is fun to play, right? So, and once you have this, let's say that this is not new to create a design economy in the game, because companies like Ubisoft or Blizzard, they already have these designers that are creating like a monetization the game right now. So our main idea is to hire this kind of people to create this economy in the game that we are already designing, but having this, let's say, this help from the experience that this guy has, it will be the key of having this economy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Guys, I think you heard it first, right? Carlos is saying you got to make a fun game. That should be the main hook. Actually, now that you think about, actually, even as I'm saying it, it feels like it's a given, right? Like
It's
as
a
you're
given. It has
as
to
you're
be a
making a
given.
game,
100%.
it definitely should be fun first before anything
Yeah.
else, right? Just take note, everyone out there. Take note. um, okay, cool. I think yeah, no, I think that's pretty. Actually, maybe one question, right, before I sort of close off to like final shout outs and any updates to share and all that. Um, what has been sort of your biggest pain point in the space or in developing Synergy Land? I don't know, free for all. What do you think? Anything to share?
Ooh, the big one is hire people.
Hiring
In
people.
this, yeah, it's quite difficult because the demand is quite high. So there are many studios hiring people right now. So the big issue right now is to hire people with experience,
Mm,
and in particular developers. So they are quite difficult to hire. So yeah, this is the big one. And let's say the other one is, let's say, to find the proper, what I mentioned before, find the proper economy design that you want to
mm,
put in the game. But this is something that every time that we are that the Synerland is progressing, we are trying to create more, let's say, like a different strategy, because the blockchain is every time is progressing and is giving you more tools to develop. So yeah, in fact we are just starting in this blockchain space. So this is something good, because right now we have something in mind, but probably once we release the game will be different. Not the game, but the economy that will be in the game.
yeah. No, I
Oh, no, I mean, go ahead.
yeah.
I just have so it's a dying question that our community has, and it's been repeated multiple times in the chat, right? So I know you've got the Synergy and Bad Silver coming up very soon, but can you give the PathDAO community any alpha? Okay.
I'm sure that in fact Shere, that is our community manager, will put some NFTs to do like a giveaway to the community, the Pato community.
Okay, but no alpha, no alpha. You know what I mean? Like something coming up in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. No.
No, no yet, no yet.
Okay.
We can no, because we cannot say like an exact date for that. But yeah, I'm
Got
sure
it.
that you will be the first knowing that.
Here,
Awesome.
that community will be the first. So don't go jumping around different communities, right? You gotta stay at PathDAO. Lurk in our Discord, follow us on Twitter, so Discord, and also our YouTube channels.
Awesome, awesome. I really appreciate it, Carlos. Actually, I let me just do a quick audience refresh, and I really want to get to a quick AMA. Right, we don't want to take too much time. Maybe 3 questions. We'll just sort of pick and choose from the chat. But a quick audience refresh, guys. I know we're coming towards the end of the a sort of GMI session. Again, this is the first time we're doing this segment. It's Games Make It. We are talking to Carlos from Synergyland. He is the CEO. He is building together with a team of, I think, 30, right, as I recall earlier, like a big team, about a game that is a multiplayer action RPG. Again, check out the demo, synergyland.live. This is already playable. This is early access, guys. Play it, give us feedback, give Carlos feedback. Let us know what you think. And yeah, maybe just coming to the AMA really quickly. Let's just pick and choose a question. Um, okay, this one's kind of interesting. This one is from Susis at 10:37 p.m. She or he, I'm sorry, please don't butcher me on this,
Don't
but
misgender. Don't misgender.
Synergyland have a nation war or guild. Yes. Is there sort of a guild or nation war in Synergyland?
Yes, we're gonna have like a guild system. It's true that it's not in the white paper, but we're gonna develop a guild system in the game. We don't know yet if we're gonna have like a war between guilds, but it's something that will be cool to have it. Probably not in the release, but we're gonna let's say like integrate it before after the release. Yeah.
Got
Sure.
it. Honestly, I am stoked for that. I love anything that's sort of competitive
Yeah,
guild.
give us this go. I think that's something lacking in this space, isn't it? As well, like you
Yeah.
don't have a game coming out and saying, "Here, look, I built the game. I want the guilds to get involved. I want that to be like competition between some of the biggest guilds in the space."
True. I agree. Another question. This one's going a bit technical, right? We're talking. It's been asked by Apollo from Path or Cataclysmal Brigade. This is at 10:34 p.m. He's asking, how do you plan to maintain the balance within the game? What are the strategy or measures you're going to use that it wouldn't abuse that it wouldn't be abused, and at the same time prevent the economy from being hurt, prevent the players from being hurt? Any thoughts?
Okay.
All the hard
Well, I already mentioned that the first thing is to develop a game that is fun.
Yeah.
And then once we have this, we're gonna, let's say, like design the economy that we want for the game. We're gonna hire people that is used to do this kind of designs. And we're gonna integrate it in the game to create that balance in the economy. And I don't know if this question is regarding this or is also about the bots that the games are, let's say, like struggling with this.
Oh, it could be a bot.
But in case, yeah, for sure. So yeah, we're gonna create. We are developing an anti-bot system, but we have another measures that we want to integrate in the game. Because we want to create like well what other games has is like a reporting system that the community or the people that is playing the game they will have like a system that they can report a player because something that well I think that is a mix because people like it or not. Is we don't want to let the people join in a dungeon in a solo mode
Yeah.
because we want that let's say like system to work because we are let's say working with real with a real economy, so we don't want to crash this. So we are the dungeons will be up to 3 or up to 4, I think.
Yeah.
So we want to create that system, and also to avoid bots, we want to create like random puzzles in the middle of the dungeons to avoid this kind of actions.
Got it. And interestingly, I want to segue to another question, right? Because I think that question in a way answers about balance and all that. But 10:27 p.m., Kim Lee Chan asks about a function called Permadeath. If you die in a dungeon, am I gonna lose my loot? That's kind of scary, but that's kind of good in a way. Like, so coming to the question, right? 10:27 p.m., Kim Lee Chan. If the player dies in the dungeon, which is permadeath, meaning the game doesn't have revive function, or sorry, maybe just I'll rephrase this question a little bit. Does the
No,
player?
I know the question. I can answer the question. No worry.
Okay, sorry, okay, go for it.
Yeah, the answer is easy. The permadeath is once you join the dungeon, if you die if you die in the dungeon, you will not be able to revive. That's the only thing. The permadeath is into the dungeon. You will not lose your loot. You will not lose your character. You will not. The only thing is that you will not be able to continue with the dungeon.
Got it. That is really, really scary. But honestly, that's a good game design. Like, I mean, it's high stakes,
This
right?
is this is because I want to mention because this is because we have let's say like an innovative feature that we're gonna create in the game that is explained in the white paper is what we call the boss NFTs. So the people or the let's say like the holders will be able to have the bosses that we will have in the game, but they cannot play with the boss. They just they will have like a dashboard that they will be able to boost the boss or to keep the items in the boss. So they will just manage if this boss will be stronger or not.
Yep.
So for that reason, we're iterating this permadeath
Yep.
to let the holder get like a passive income without playing the game.
Wow, that's really cool. So in a way, it's like PvP as well, right? So I can own the boss NFT.
True.
If you die, then hey, like give me your shit. You know?
Passive income all day long, right? Passive income all day long. I like it. I really do like it.
It's a good balance. But okay, so I think that's it for the AMA AMA part of the session. Carlos, it has been a pleasure having you on board. Really, thank you for your time. Any final words to the crowd, to the audience, before we leave?
So I have to say that the pleasure is mine, and thank you for having me. And well, I just want to invite the people to join our community. We have a really good community that our moderators, our community manager will be glad to help the people that join in the community. So yeah, this is what we are offering right now.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. And all right, take care.
All
That's
right.
sort of it.
See you.
Thank you, guys.
Looking forward to having you over, perhaps sometime down the road as well.
All right, take care, Carlos. All
Thank you, guys.
Carlos.
right, take
Bye.
care. See you. Bye. All right.
All right, dude. Thoughts?
Well, first off, game is definitely going to make it. It's incredibly promising for sort of the progress that they've had in the 3 months as well already, right?
Yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
I'm not just talking about what they have put out as a team, but just browse through the Discord is buzzing. People are talking about the game. Like, I mean, I've seen this sort of activity before.
Yeah.
And Synergy Land is exactly mimicking that, right? I sink hours into it.
Yeah.
I mean, given that we've already played like a ton of Diablo, right?
Yeah.
So it only makes sense.
A little bit of brainer.
Yeah. Guys, Game Street code number 2. I know we've been waiting for this. It is 4 elements. All right. Game Street code number 2. 4 elements. You can find it in the banner again at the screen below. 4 elements. Check it out. Guys, this is our own alpha. And if you haven't heard about Game Street, please
Go check it out.
Go check it
Go
out.
check it out.
Go check it out.
That's where the coolest guys, the coolest people hang, you know. Like
And girls.
and girls, yeah. You know, you got someone like me who's a seasoned ARPG guy, and you got someone like Josh who cannot survive 5 minutes in Diablo Immortal because he thinks it's too difficult.
I try.
So go check Game Street out. Pick a game that you're particularly passionate about. Find a group of gamers that you think you can vibe and just play along with, right? And that's the idea of Game Street. So cool. So I think we're coming to the end of our first ever episode of GMI. So be sure to follow us on all our socials, Twitter, Discord. If you're not in our Discord, you're missing out because we're giving out really good alpha. Our community is so engaged. And also subscribe to us on our YouTube channel because we're going to be doing episode 2, 3, 4 of GMI. And if you guys have a couple of games that you want us to deep dive into and to bring onto GMI, we'd love to have them on board. So comment down below, right? Comment down below right now what games you want us to see us bring on GMI. So with that, Josh, I think we've come to a consensus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've come to a consensus.
Yeah.
We think that Synergy Land is definitely gonna
make
it.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely gonna make it.
Gonna make it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Cool. Thank you. That's it.
Good night.
Have a good night. We drank enough, and we're gonna drink more the next time round. So that's it. Take care.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.